After months of waiting, the 2020 MotoGP World Championship burst into life like it had never been away, with a thriller of a race that could have huge implications for the title fight. But who came away from the Spanish MotoGP with a sense of accomplishment? And who will be desperate to hit the ground running in Jerez again to right the wrongs of the previous weekend? Fabio Quartararo was a winner of more than just the Spanish MotoGP. It's bizarre to think that in just his 20th MotoGP start, this felt like a long-awaited victory, such has been his omnipresence at the head of the timesheets since he blasted into the Premier class to defy all predictions. Marc Marquez may have been quicker in race trim, but borrowing an old adage, to finish first you have to finish, of course. Indeed, perhaps the most interesting thing about this win was that it was achieved in such a low-key way, the Frenchman calling upon that extra experience to not get flustered by a tardy start, to work his way into contention and then just simply pull away to the finish line. Quartararo's success is a win for MotoGP too, formalising his status as a title contender. For many years, Marquez has been the new generation, ushering in a fresh era, but now a new wave is coming and Quartararo is on the crest of it. It wasn't the manufacturer's best result in MotoGP, nor was it its most headline-grabbing weekend, but Pol Espargaro's run to 6th, just a couple of seconds off the podium, made it undoubtedly KTM's most convincing like-for-like performance since entering MotoGP. Better still, KTM's future looks to be in good hands. Debutant Brad Binder was almost a match for Espargaro on pace, and was on his teammate's tail until he suffered an off and dropped back. Moreover, Miguel Oliveira put in an understated performance on the Tectoir machine, claiming only his and the team's second top 10 finish since switching to KTM, while Iker Lecuona was also heading for a strong finish before he fell. Of course, we all know how the charge ended, but there is no ignoring the startling disparity in performance Marc Marquez demonstrated in getting himself back into podium contention. If 2019 was a showcase of Marquez's ability to control a race from the front, the Spanish MotoGP showed exactly how much he has in reserve over his rivals when he needs to call upon it. While that may have pushed him close and ultimately too far over the limit, his sheer pace when he needed still leaves rivals feeling a little uneasy, even in his absence. Championships won't be won in the first race, but they can certainly be lost. In the same way Marquez arguably demonstrated his startling raw pace when he needed to, his innate ability to find the limit means on this occasion he pushed it just a little too far, and the applications are very clear. He wasn't the only one though. Alex Rins put himself under pressure again with lacklustre qualifying performance, ultimately leading to the crash that could rule him out for more than just a single race. Moreover, Cal Crutchlow was well placed coming into the race, but for a crash right at the end of warm-up, ruling him out of contention, while Juan Mir compounded Suzuki's weekend with an early crash too. Those that will race on this weekend will do so on the back foot and with 0 points, plus an awareness that in such a concentrated season, even the most minor of mistakes can have the biggest effects. While the Italians' will he, won't he contractual discussions have been the source of much conversation heading into the new season, Valentino Rossi descended into the background once track action was underway in Jerez. As of 2019, Rossi found himself circulating at a similar pace to Franco Morbidelli early on in the weekend, while Yamaha counterparts Quartararo and Maverick Viñales battled up front. However, whereas countrymen showed an upturn in pace and race trim, the multiple world champion was again one step off the front runners. Difficulties in getting the tyres to work to his liking on the M1 remain the big bugbear at the moment, and there appears to be no clear answer to his troubles. Aleix Espargaro said he shed a tear during pre-season because he felt he finally had a bike that could challenge at the sharp end of the field. However, the new Aprilia RSGP spent much of the weekend mired in a familiar mid to back end of the field position throughout its debut race weekend. Rumour has it the team turned down the engine in order to preserve it following a blowout in testing, but on a weekend that saw KTM seemingly take a big step forward, it seems Aprilia was standing very still.